I am here in Zambia, hearing stories of lives transformed through the work of Adventist World Radio in this country. Broadcasting in the local language, a team of dedicated volunteers work tirelessly to bring the gospel to these beautiful people. Messages of hope air every single day, sharing the truth about health, family life, and the Bible. And as a result, many precious souls have been baptized. There are so many wonderful stories, but the following one immediately captured my attention. Love, dreams, and miracles cannot be topped.
I was young and saw nothing wrong with dating Thabo. His charm swept me away and I fell in love. He wasn't an SDA, but assured me it was no problem. We could happily attend different churches.
Lulu soon married Thabo and looked forward to a happy future together. But sadly, her world quickly caved in. Upon receiving what he desired, Thabo demanded that she attend church with him and give up her strange beliefs. Lulu refused, and the beatings began. Once the apple of his eye, she became the subject of constant abuse.
Fearing for my life, friends and church members encouraged me to stop going to church on Sabbath and follow my husband. After many beatings, I decided to heed their counsel. I hated going to church with him though, and my heart remained with the SDAs.
One night while sleeping, Lulu dreamed a strange dream, and in it she saw a small radio. To her surprise, she dreamed the same dream again and saw the same little radio. When morning dawned, Lulu brushed off the dreams and went on with her day's activities, not telling her husband of the experience. Returning home from work the same day, Thabo walked into their home carrying a bag. Lulu gasped in astonishment when she saw its contents. It was the same radio in her dreams. Together they sat down and turned the radio on. The station playing was Adventist World Radio. They listened, then switched the channel. AWR still played. They switched to another channel. Exasperated, he tried several more channels, but despite tuning in each direction, it continued to play Adventist World Radio. Thabo shut it off and jumped up frustrated, while Lulu continued to sit there, amazed at what God had done. As the days passed, Thabo continued to act uninterested. But as Lulu listened to the AWR broadcasts, soaking up the words of truth and encouragement, Thabo began secretly listening from a distance.
One day my husband called me in and said he had something to tell me. I have a confession to make, he began. My mind raced. It must be something serious to call me in like this. To my complete surprise, he told me he had been listening to Adventist World Radio and realized he had made a terrible mistake.
Secretly listening to the radio, Tabo had come to believe all the doctrines of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, checking them with his Bible. Despite what he once thought, he found his wife had been right and he wrong.
My husband apologized for the way he had treated me and encouraged me to go back to my church, saying he would follow me there.
Tabo made good on his promise and followed Lulu to church that very next Sabbath. Together they studied, and soon Tabo was baptized into the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Tabo does not beat her anymore, and peace has returned to Lulu's home as together they look forward to the soon coming of Jesus. Will you join us in sharing this message of hope and peace? Many other homes like Lulu and Tabo's are broken, and they need to hear about the salvation in Jesus. Please pray for the work of Adventist World Radio and consider donating today. Together, we are making waves from broadcast to baptism. This is AWR 360.